Alright guys, in this video we're going to be going over every possible wonder weapon we can see within this new GOROD KROVI DLC 3 Zombies map for Black Ops 3 Zombies that was just basically released and announced yesterday. We saw a ton of different gameplay, different aspects of the map that we're going to see in the future, and we're definitely going to get some leaked information and a bunch of other information very soon regarding wonder weapons for GOROD KROVI coming in 2 weeks. Now, with the original leaks, if you guys have seen my videos and you've seen the videos talking about the original DLC 3 leaks, none of them actually pertained and involved any wonder weapons, so we really had no idea what wonder weapons would come to the game besides the obvious Ray Gun Mark III that we just sort of predicted and we knew was going to be within DLC 3, and obviously we were right, we saw it, and I will talk about that as well because there may be some changes with the Ray Gun Mark III. It may be rebranded as some sort of Russian-based wave gun Ray Gun Mark III. It may not even be called the Ray Gun Mark III, and we will discuss that as well. But I also want to go over the fact of an elemental staff wonder weapon potentially being there, or potentially being a part of the Easter egg or some sort of signifying factor within this map. Whether or not you can use the wonder weapon, whether or not you use it to activate an Easter egg, we're not so sure, but you guys saw the staff and we're going to go through that, go through the image in which we saw in that sort of main cut of the whole map, like the whole main basically courtyard where Nikolai's looking out, and we're going to go through that and we're going to see the staff on the roof and see if that's even possible, and if it's even possible to actually use those wonder weapons on top of the regular Mark III for GOROD KROVI for this DLC 3 Zombies map, obviously. So we're gonna go through the different possibilities, what we can see based on the past, based on the future, and all that insane stuff. So thank you guys. And before the video starts, if we can hit 125 likes, that'll be greatly appreciated, guys. We have been destroying the DLC 3 videos lately. I did an 8-hour stream talking about DLC 3, going through the trailer over and over again, just doing insane stuff. So thank you guys for watching that. We had tons of like, we're just insane with the like goal. So if we can hit 125 likes, that'll be really cool, guys, and let's get started. So DLC 3 for Black Ops 3 Zombies, we're gonna go through possible wonder weapons coming to the game based on stuff we saw with the staffs, based on possibilities in general, and like I said, we're gonna get more leaked information as the actual map and as the map release comes closer and closer, as we get more leaks, as we get all that insane stuff. But I want to start off here with GOROD KROVI and the Ray Gun Mark III, because it may not exactly be the Ray Gun Mark III, it may be some sort of variation of the wave gun. Now again, the Ray Gun Mark III in this game, at least in DLC 3, it's a dual wield, almost pistol based ray gun, and you have shooting. You're gonna probably see it has the same sort of aspect as the Mark II, so you have that as well. You have the very small sort of pistol looking attributes. People originally thought, wait, is that a pistol in the box? And obviously no, it's the Ray Gun Mark III, just dual wield. So that is that as well, and we're not so sure if it's gonna have the same sort of shotgun ability. Now I just feel like it's just almost a dual wield Ray Gun Mark II, so you have the same amount of ammo and in both, and you just shoot, and you have two beams and rays of the actual Ray Gun Mark II sort of just beam that comes out of it, like we saw within Black Ops 2. So that's going to be the case with that. But the problem is, we're not so sure of anything else regarding that wonder weapon, because if you relate it back to the wave gun, you can actually form together and have a whole different possibility in how you can actually use the wonder weapon, other than just the base ray gun, one of the base ray gun Mark II, where you just have, or really any other wonder weapon. Every other wonder weapon within Call of Duty Zombies, you have this one sort of form, one way it shoots, and that's really it. And this is the only unique wonder weapon in which, okay, you can form it together. In Moon's case, you can sort of explode, expand, like the zombies expanded, they flew up into the air or something, and then they just exploded like that. It was really cool. They almost imploded on themselves. A bunch of weird stuff happening there. But that's basically the case of the wave gun and the Ray Gun Mark III. Very similar. A dual wield wonder weapon, really only same from the wave gun, in its same sort of look, the same sort of style, and people are going as far as to saying it's not even the Ray Gun Mark III, it's 100% the wave gun, which you can't say that because you saw the ray gun ammunition within that certain cut of the trailer where you see the dual wield Ray Gun Mark III in action. So it's obviously a ray gun, but it may be very similar. So let's think about this here. You have the regular Ray Gun Mark III ammunition, where you have the Ray Gun Mark II style beams coming out of both dual wield guns that you are holding. But if you form it together, and if it's going to be similar, or basically a Russian version of the ray gun and a Russian version of the wave gun, you form it together, you're going to have another insane effect, and those effects may be similar to what we've talked about within our Ray Gun Mark III videos, where we basically said, okay, Ray Gun Mark III could be a shotgun. So I think potentially when you put this thing together, just like the wave gun did, you would have this insane, huge bolt of ray gun, and almost be like a Wonder Waffle type effect, where it'll just kill every single zombie around there, and it'll just bounce to every single zombie. Instead of being this straight line ray gun bullet that you just go through the zombies in the straight line, you can actually get every single zombie in the train behind you by the ray gun just exploding out and almost basically attaching to each zombie. So the ray gun will explode out with this huge beam, almost like this shotgun type beam. Obviously the ray guns put together would have low ammo, huge power, and it would just shoot, you would shoot it once and it would just attract every zombie, and that would be the case with that. Again, we don't really know if that's going to be the case. We don't really know if we're going to be able to put it together, but that's a possibility. And obviously it's been relating back to the wave gun time and time again, and again the wave gun or the zap gun, whichever one you're talking about, it really makes the same sense to have that within the game. So again, we'll see what happens, we'll see what they do, but that's regarding the ray gun Mark III and its different possible wonder weapon forms. But a whole different wonder weapon would be interesting. Now, if you look back at Buried, where the Ray Gun Mark II was first released and it was first put into the game, you still had a main wonder weapon. Like, the Ray Gun Mark II wasn't the main wonder weapon. The Ray Gun Mark II was put into Buried, but eventually it was in every other zombies map within Black Ops 2. This case, people are also saying like, oh, this is the wonder weapon for the map, and it doesn't seem right because, again, the Buried had the Paralyzer. That was the main wonder weapon for Buried, which it was the Paralyzer. In this map, haven't really seen any other hint of a wonder weapon so far. Nothing really else besides the Ray Gun Mark III in the box, which again is probably going to be in every single zombies map for Black Ops 3 eventually. But here is a possibility. Here's just a slight possibility of what we can see for this game. And again, show you guys the actual thing, the staff on the roof. People have been saying, and this is definitely something that we just don't know yet. We don't have confirmation. We don't really know enough to really fully say that yes, this is the wonder weapon and that staves will be coming back. And again, let's just take a poll here. I think everyone would not mind the elemental staffs coming back to Black Ops 3 Zombies in some sort of way. They don't need to be the exact same way they were in Origins. Like, they don't need to be the exact same staves, but in a sort of a generation ahead of it, or a couple years in the future, because obviously Origins back in the early 1900s, now we're in like the mid 1940s, so it does make sense to see some sort of variation of it at least. But you see the staff on top of the roof in this shot of Stalingrad, of GOROD KROVI. It doesn't make sense for them to have that, and people are saying like, oh yeah, what if it's just a building structure? It looks all too similar, man. I'll show you a side by side or a picture next to another picture, you'll see how similar it looks. And I think everyone that saw that, if you saw it closely, I mean, if you didn't look at it, once you saw an actual still image of that shot, you were just like, oh wait, what the hell is that, the staff? There's no way there's some random metal piece hanging that looks exactly like the staff. Now, again, if it's just an elemental wonder weapon, and if, like, it doesn't need to be, like I said, the same way Origins. It can be different elements, sort of like the Rising Strike. You have the Void Bow and the Beast Bow. Those aren't really elements, but we consider those elemental staves, elemental bows. It could just be different sort of attributes to these staves that we've never seen before, different elements, different, like, materials on Earth and stuff like that. It would be really cool. But also, if you're just completely getting that out of the water and completely saying, you know what, you don't have confirmation, you don't know it's going to be a wonder weapon, I think something with that will be used for the Easter egg, whether or not it's a wonder weapon or a thing you can only use for the Easter egg, so you like have to get the staff out of the roof and then use it to actually kill zombies to actually complete a task within the Easter egg, and that's like the only thing you can do. Maybe only one person can get that staff on top of the roof, because I don't think we've actually seen 4 of these staves within the GOROD KROVI trailer, so we're not so sure if even you can get these 4 elemental staves. But again, it's very possible that we can have it just for the Easter egg, just as an item. Maybe you can't even use it, maybe you have to hold it and transfer it to a different location, and again, that would be a cool scenario. But I want to use the wonder weapon. I think we all want to actually use the elemental staff wonder weapon, and the fact that we even saw a hint of it within the trailer is definitely a bit promising and a bit hopeful, because they don't just tease that for no reason. They don't just put that within the trailer for absolutely no reason, especially within a trailer. Like, maybe if it was only within the map, at that point we're just like, oh yeah, whatever, it's not really a thing we can worry about. But within the trailer, they're purposely putting it there for us to look at it and be like, okay, what does this mean? You know, Treyarch, they've had stuff, they're notorious for doing that stuff. They're notorious for putting those teasers, and for us to just to say, man, it's probably just a metal piece. I don't know, man. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to say it's just going to be a metal piece and then we actually see some sort of variation, or maybe even the exact staffs come back. So again, I'm not saying the staffs come back. They're coming back. I'm not saying they're official, but it's just so freaking possible. It's so interesting that they actually put that within the trailer, and having elemental staffs back in this new game would be insane. It would be a really cool closer for all of the summoning key bounties actually being put all the Black Ops 1 characters being put within the summon key, obviously, all their souls, everything being completed, Richtofen's sort of goal being completed right now, and then he'll execute it within DLC 4. It's gonna be pretty cool, and this map is also known, and I looked at this before, and I was like, wow, yeah, that should be pretty cool. Everyone's basically saying this map is like the better version of Origins, like you have the same sort of look, style, feel, attributes of Origins, but just in DLC 3 and Black Ops 3 Zombies. That's what everyone is saying. Everyone's saying that, at least what I've seen on Reddit, some YouTube videos. So it looks as if even if we see some sort of variation of the staves, that will hold its title to really be the sort of next version of Origins, the next best Origins, or something like that, similar to Origins. I think that would be insane if we actually see that, but again, you never know. I'll update you guys when we actually get leaked information for the Wonder Weapons side of things for DLC 3, and the trailer gave us some sort of like talking point onto what like the Wonder Weapons will actually be like for the game. But in general, we still have a lot to do. We still have a lot to figure out with these Wonder Weapons coming in the next 2 weeks until the map actually releases, and then everything comes out, and then it's just like, okay, whatever, we have everything. It's still gonna be fun. Can't wait to play the game, but I really want to know now. I really want to like really get some information and see what it's gonna be, because man, elemental staves, I don't know about you guys, man, I would love that. Again, not the same sort of things as Origins, but just different elements, different types of staves, but just to have those staves, man, it's freaking so cool. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think about that, and yeah, if you're watching right now, please leave a comment below, elemental staff or elemental staves, whatever, and yeah, thank you guys for liking and watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.